and welcome to another episode of Spiritual Sessions Live with
Debbie Creagh and
Norwood. Hey everybody, we've had an amazing week chat.
yeah, we have. We really have.
We finally got over our jet lag from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
And we are so glad to be here today. So listen, before we get started, I want to remind you to please subscribe to the YouTube channel. You don't have to stay there, but please just take 3 minutes to go to YouTube, find Spiritual Sessions Live on YouTube, and subscribe, please, because we want to be able to broadcast live from the YouTube platform, and we can only do that if we have 1,000 followers. We have a pitiful what?
35. So, here's the thing. People always want something for something. For those of you who subscribe, you can PM me in my inbox.
What's PM? That's AM or PM?
PM, no PM.
What's PM? What is that? Private? Personal message.
Personal message.
Private message.
Private
Oh,
message.
okay.
Yeah. Private message me and I will give you a little mini reading for subscribing. So let me know when
You didn't tell me that.
I
That's
just thought it off the top of my head now.
a private reading. Oh, I haven't subscribed yet, so do I need to read? Okay, so make that clear. So
Yeah. When, not if, when. For those people who subscribe and help us out, I will give you a little mini reading. Just let me know that you've subscribed, and we'll organize a little mini reading.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
So that
fantastic.
you understand how much we value and appreciate it, because this is helping everybody. Once we go live on YouTube, we're going to get our numbers up and more people talking about topics that are relative to them. So, yeah.
Well, the oddity of that is, though, that we know that you're watching because we get so much feedback from people who have suggestions, but who never say anything, who never subscribe. So each week, we have thousands of people who view, but we need you guys to subscribe. So please, just subscribe. Please. That's all. So, and in the meantime, you can also go to Debbie's pages, Spiritual Sessions page.
Yeah.
What is the Spiritual Sessions page about?
Spiritual Sessions page, there is topics that come up each day, little posts that I make with positive things in the morning and afternoon that I feel that are relative to people at the
Is that
time.
something people join?
Well, people that have joined the page will receive those, and then there's a group where more topics are discussed.
So there's a page and a group.
Page and a group.
So the difference between the page and the group is what?
The group is where we can talk about challenges, where people can write in and ask questions and be sort of discussed on a thread. So that however, people are not really doing that right now. So the group needs to grow where people know when there's a topic coming up to write more. But people are starting to make comments on the posts that are there.
Okay.
It just would be great when more people do it, so that it can be like a thread of discussion.
How many people are in the group right now?
Oh gosh, 350, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Am I in the group?
Yes. Of course you are.
All right. So,
You're
but
an admin, I
so
think.
what should? All right. I'm an administrator. I didn't even know. Okay. So does that mean that? So for instance, if I'm on the group. So all right. So here it is. So the page just primarily gives me information.
It just gives you positive quotes and bits of information about things and topics that are coming up. That's posted daily. So there's about 5 posts, and sometimes I put a little bit of writing with it. And then with the group, for example, when we did our topic on forgiveness, I put a lot of different things about
Within
the challenge about forgiveness.
So the group is more personal and geared toward whatever our challenge is per month. Very good. And our challenge per month, and our challenge this month is?
Our challenge this month is about doing random acts.
Random acts. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how have you all been doing with that?
The random act. Are you asking me?
No, I'm asking them. I'm wondering how it's been going, if people are actually doing it. So please let us know how that's going for you.
Well, we were going to talk about it later, but let's talk about it now, specifically.
Okay.
This month's challenge on Spiritual Sessions Live is to do daily a random act of kindness. For gentlemen who should do it anyway, opening doors for the people who are carrying groceries out to their car, or simply saying, "Ma'am, you look great today," or "Sir, how was your day today?" Just a random act of kindness, you know. And if we just, it's called also paying it forward. Just pay the random act of kindness forward. And it's also an insurance policy. If you believe in karma, it's going to come back to you.
100%.
Right?
100%. And it doesn't take a lot, does it? Especially when you're living in the moment, you can find lots of opportunities to make somebody's day special, to make someone feel good. It's not something that's hard if you're really in the moment and you're not consumed with your own stuff.
Right.
It helps keep you very present as well when you have that focus.
Right. So this month's challenge is not as difficult as minding your own business, or forgiving, or letting go. And we're going to go back and revisit those challenges. This month's challenge is really simple, just a random act of kindness. Pick up the phone and call somebody and say, hey, do you need anything today? Just think of and, all right, so listen. So you're giving, all right, so if people subscribe to the YouTube channel, you give them a mini reads. So let's say that's about 5 to 6 minutes. So what if they tell you what their random act of kindness is and subscribe, and you get like a 10-minute clip? I'm flipping around.
Absolutely.
Listen, our producers over there, our producers over here going, yeah, that sounds good. Sally, say hi to the people. This is Sally. That's Sally, our producer. All right, so here's the deal. So you agree with that? Okay, so listen.
We have to write it on the page so that we're getting people writing, so that there's a build-up of conversation.
Okay, later. So here's the deal right now. If you subscribe and do a random act of kindness, you get a 10-minute reading. So, you have to tell us your name that you subscribe and what your random act of kindness was.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Right?
And that's just going to bring them good luck.
Right.
Everyone's a winner.
Well, she says, look, I say blessings. I'm just sorry. That's the psychic human schedule. I say blessings. She says,
Yes, I say blessing too.
No, I don't believe in love. I think it's divine order and blessing.
I believe that too.
You believe that too?
I believe that.
All right, that's the reason. Okay, so let's talk briefly about the manifestation movies last week.
Oh my goodness. I said to you the other night, that's probably one of the most beautiful moons I've ever seen.
It was absolutely amazing. And let me tell you something. It was so great. Debbie lives around the corner. And I happened to go out on my balcony, which is to my right. And I happened to look up and saw the moon. It excited me so much. Debbie and I had decided that we were going to, here at my place, do a manifestation ceremony together in which you write down exactly what you want to manifest, you say a prayer, and then you burn it, and boom, 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 boom. And I agreed that we were going to do it that night, maybe that night. However, I went out on my own and saw that moon. I said, oh, hell to the no, I'm doing this right now. I immediately...
He could not wait.
I had my own ceremony, and then I took a picture of it, of the burning of the manifestations, and had the nervous send it to her. She said, how dare you? I said, babe, listen, we'll do another one.
Because I was with clients, and when I finished with clients, I said, okay, I'm ready, let's do this.
That moon spoke to me. That moon said, manifest to me now. And I said, okay, I'm coming right now, without Debbie.
However, that being said, we did go up to the roof.
We went to the top of the roof.
And the moon was right in front of us. Amazing. It just had the most beautiful aura about it. It had a golden aura around it.
And Debbie brought pre-printed checks, and their manifestation checks, right? The back of the universe.
Back of the universe.
Back of the universe, and you write the amount that you'd like to manifest.
Yep.
And yeah, so where's yours?
It's in my wallet where I keep it and look at it daily. That's what you do with it. Right?
Mine is under my pillow.
Oh.
Yes, I sleep on top of my manifestation. Yes, ma'am. And speaking of manifestations, some of the replies and responses that Debbie has gotten have been in regards to something that she used to do that she actually just told me about. Debbie used to have every full moon or
sometimes a new moon as well.
And full moons and new moons, Debbie has manifested. You tell about it.
Yeah, so for 2.5 years I did manifestation nights where I had groups of people coming along and I would basically channel whatever information I felt was relevant in that particular time with that particular energy. And everybody always said it was absolutely spot on, that it resonated with everybody. So it was quite fun. So I would just tap in and have a little meditation before it, and I would go in and do it. Then I would actually channel meditation. And then at the end, we would sit with pieces of paper, and I would help people and teach them how to actually write a manifestation. Because there's actually an art to writing a manifestation. And most people think they write something down, they don't realize that they've lost power from the way that they've written it. So I would teach people to do it, and then we would go out into the full moon to the cauldron, witchy thing.
No, I'm not into that food shit. They're not into no damn cauldron. Excuse me. A what?
Okay, a dish.
See?
And it is actually like a cauldron. Actually, I never told you this.
What?
That bowl, cauldron, whatever you want to call it, came from a 1,000-year-old temple in India, and there was only one person selling it, and the student and friend of mine grabbed it and said, "Oh my God, this is going to bring good luck," and it actually really, really did. But yeah, we did some chanting, which I did with you the other night, which just puts it in the universe, gets your energy up. So when you're putting your wish out there, you're very psyched up, you know.
Yes. So let me go back to this. But for my people, my folks that don't tap into the cauldron thing, because no, listen. I used a pot.
That's a pot then.
I went in the kitchen. I found something I could burn my stuff in, and I got a pot.
It doesn't make any difference.
It didn't make it. No, I said, she's like, no, ma'am. I got a pot and a fork, and a fork,
Yeah.
and I put the manifestation between the fork, and I burned it right just like that.
You did?
And she was quite impressed when she saw it. She said, "What is that?" A fork. So listen, because I don't want to confuse people into thinking that they cannot manifest it on their own, or that they have to do it ceremoniously and then write your. But here's the deal: when you're writing down your manifestation, it has to be with your intention.
Yes.
That is so important.
And you have to write it down like it's already happened. You can't put "I want" or "I wish for." It's like
you have to say thank you for.
Thank you for, and I'm loving my new job, and you know.
Even if you don't have it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the job about to come to you.
Because once you convince your subconscious mind that you have something already,
right,
it will pull on the universe energy and it will make it happen. So all you need to do is convince yourself you got it, and it will come. And there's that's the law of attraction.
In the States, we say "Fake it till you make it."
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So I will be starting up the manifestation nights again because I've had quite a number of people that have said, "Please start doing them again." It's been a year; I haven't done them.
All right. So to be clear, in Bangkok, we're going to start manifestation.
Yeah, I'm going to start manifestation nights again. So
okay.
For all of you who've been writing and asking.
So when is the next full moons?
I'm not sure in December when the next full moon is.
But it's in December.
It's in December. Yeah.
All right. So you heard it here. In December, then you will be getting her manifestation nights again. So now, there's two things that Deborah Creagh has committed to. One being that when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, in addition to your random act of kindness, Debbie will be providing a minute 3 session.
Yeah.
And then, listen, I'm just thinking about this right now. Is there a way that when we do this, people can, because we're live, what if we do the manifestation ceremony live so other people can partake in it?
We could do that too. We could probably do that on a new moon.
On a new moon? All right.
So the new moon, we could do it here.
We just have to make sure our producer is. We have to make sure our producer
on the
is
next
available.
full moon is December 12th.
December. Okay, so December. What day does that fall on, Sam?
Hang on.
So we're gonna find out what day that falls on. It's on a Thursday. Okay. So Thursday, December 12th, Debbie is going to be doing a
manifestation for everyone.
Manifestation ceremony for everyone live. How about
Live.
that? Live.
Oh, okay.
Live. So we have to find out what time it is and what time we're going to put it.
Okay.
Live.
Okay.
As opposed to what?
No, is that the new moon or full moon?
It's a full moon.
Full. Okay, we're going to do it here and do it live. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to what?
As opposed to doing it in a space with other people coming in Bangkok.
They can come.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But anyway, it's
That means I'll be part of all those people here. No, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I do the new moon here with the full moon.
Well, no, because even if all the people come, we're going, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Stay tuned. And also, I will be starting up some mediumship nights as well. That's something.
Now, what is mediumship now? We need to know what mediumship is.
Mediumship is I'm a psychic medium, so I can raise my vibration and connect with loved ones that have crossed over and pass
As in,
messages.
I see dead people.
If you see people as dying in the sense of we all have a concept or a perception of dying, but all that happens is the body dies. But energy is energy. You can't kill energy, right? So people move on into a different vibration.
Can you answer my question? Do you talk to dead people?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
I pass on messages that bring a lot of closure.
So your mediumship classes are what?
It won't be a class, really. It will be an evening where people can come together. And yeah, so some people
well, in America, it's like Long Island medium.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so you'll be doing situations where you can reach. I'm trying to be very delicate here, where you talk to people that have passed.
Yes.
Okay, that's well. Since you're plugging what you're doing, I'd imagine shoes performing every Friday night, and we will be touching each other. Not something like that. Spiritually touching each other through the music. It's an experience.
It is an experience.
It really is.
It really is.
Come on, really imagine. But anyway,
it's another way of bringing joy.
Listen. So what we want to tap on, another thing we want to tap on, is something that is looked on as negative in most cases, or many cases, where people think it's negative. But there is such positivity behind a two-letter word. There's a two-letter word that many people find negative. And it's so wonderful. It's so powerful. It is amazing. Sally, you know what the word is? It's a two-letter word that's so much power behind it. No! Say no. There's so much power behind the word no. It's almost like people feel bad when you say mind your business, and people have to mind their business, and how powerful that really is. The power behind saying no is not bad. The power of saying no is freeing. The power of saying no is powerful. If there's something that does not feel good to your spirit, good in your heart, if someone wants to influence you to something that makes you uncomfortable, don't try to negotiate your emotion about it. Just say no. And how they take it is none of your business. How they receive it is none of your business. Just say no. Right? Talk about the word no.
A lot of people that come to me are doing things in their lives that they don't want to do, and they're either ill, or they're depressed, or their lives are going nowhere, and they're frustrated and ask me, how do I move forward? How did I get here? And when you look and you dig down and you get to the dynamics that are happening in their lives, they're saying yes to people all the time because they're fearful of being rejected, or they're fearful of not belonging to a certain group of people, or offending people. So they're saying yes. So they're not actually speaking their truth, because they're saying yes to something they actually don't want to do. So they're getting pulled into, other people's wishes rather than their own.
Right. And at the end of the day, you start to resent yourself for giving the power to somebody else. And the way you prevent that from happening is just saying no. No. And you don't have to say no with an explanation. Just no. And if it's someone that you love, no, I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Come, baby. My dog is whining.
But
just no. No. It worked.
But the funny thing is, people don't realize they're resenting the other people outside of themselves, and they're not realizing that they gave permission for those other people to do that by not saying no.
Right.
Right?
Most certainly.
Yeah.
Most certainly. Yeah. So at any time that you're not comfortable, and it's just easy. If you're not comfortable, that's your instinct, that's your spirit leading you and guiding you. So until you figure it out, the safe word is no.
Yeah.
Then you go back and figure out why you said no. But you follow your gut, you follow your God, you follow your instinct. Just say no. That's the safest place ever.
You know, when you have faith in life and faith in the universe, and you're walking your walk, and you're just being in the moment, it ends up not being difficult. It can feel uncomfortable if you're growing up in a certain culture or a certain kind of family. It can become a difficult thing to say no because you're not being dutiful or you're not being respectful, and people can put a lot of these things on you. But last year, I was working in a job that I didn't like very much, and I was constantly pushed into a corner to take certain jobs because they wanted female teachers for it. And I took this job, and I said yes under pressure, and I went through 3 months of hell in this job. I absolutely hated it. And the next time something like that came up, I was so ready to say no. And I said no. And then they got somebody higher in the company to call me, and I said no. And then when I went into the company for something else, the top person approached me and said, you have to do this. And I said no, once, no twice, no 3 times. No means no for me. And I was willing to be fired because it got to a point where I had to honor myself and honor what I was willing to do. The irony was, she said, okay, no is no, and she walked away.
Exactly.
I was never offered anything I didn't want again. The respect of people actually got higher. And I realized that for 5 minutes of feeling uncomfortable, saying no stopped me for 3 months of being miserable.
Now check out this irony, you'll get it.
Okay.
Just discussed it earlier. By saying no is where the boundary is.
Yes.
We had a discussion about boundaries earlier, and we were trying to figure out the specifics of that. There it is.
There it is, right?
By saying no, you create boundaries for other people for the future, right?
Yeah, because we are the ones that are telling people who we are by what it is we allow and what it is we don't allow.
Let me use a slight comparison. When you buckle under pressure, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And it's a horrible thing. Now, the comparison is this. When you're on a diet, and the pressures and the desires and the whatever, you buckle under, and you eat the food, and you gain the weight, whose fault is that?
Of course.
Exactly. Same thing.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to say, no, there's so much power behind that word, and it's not bad, it's not mean. It's setting boundaries for yourself, so at the end of the day, there's no resentment.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting how many cultures tell you can't say no. Did you know that in Japan there's no word for no? They have 100 other words they use instead of no.
Wow.
So you can't say no to somebody in their culture. So you have to actually find excuses and say different things rather than say the no. So they go through this whole process of being very uncomfortable, learning how to avoid saying yes, but they can't say no.
Oh no.
So that's well, actually, Japan has the highest rate of suicide in the world.
Well, there you have it. But see, listen, and this is a whole other conversation. But do you realize, being a woman, there was a study done. You know how many times women apologize for things?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I just had a word with someone the other day because they wouldn't stop saying sorry.
Stop.
You stop saying sorry to me
For what?
everything.
But that's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's okay to say no.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work for you, it's not rude to say no.
Exactly. Yeah. It's society telling us what we can and cannot say no to, but you know inside your own gut what's right for you and what isn't. So please follow it. Please follow it. I watched a TV show last year, and they were asking these teenagers what they wanted to do, and one teenager said, "Well, I have to do what my parents told me to." And the guy said to him, if you don't stand up for what it is you want to do with your life now, 5 years down the line, you're going to have issues with your parents.
Yeah, but that's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Because when they're your parents, if you're not an adult and you're living under their roof, you can't tell those folks no unless you want to have your ass homeless and hungry.
Yeah.
So to your parents, up until a certain age, 17, 18, and then under their roof, it is theirs.
Yeah.
So then at that point, then you can't always say no.
Yeah.
You can have a discussion.
Yeah, express your wishes.
Your desires or your wishes, as you said. But unfortunately for you at the time, unfortunately for the parents, it is their home.
Yeah.
And they're trying to raise you, so they're telling you certain things for certain reasons. So they will be telling you no and have no problem with it.
It's true.
You understand?
Sure, yeah.
But after you are on your own,
Yeah.
you're totally responsible for your happiness.
Yeah.
And in order to achieve that, you can say no.
I still meet people in their 40s and 50s blaming their parents, but my mother won't let me. I still meet people. It's ironic, really.
Okay, well, yeah, well, that's whole nother shit. That's whole nother talk show. But so in addition to granting act of kindness, although this is not a challenge, practice a little no.
Yeah.
Practice a little no. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for hanging out with us today. We had a wonderful, wonderful time. That time went by. Oh, you know why? Because we did a half hour tonight. Is that my? Hi, Charlotte. I love Charlotte. Now, I love Charlotte very much. Charlotte is a friend of mine from America. And Charlotte, I'm gonna be delicate about this. No. Charlotte, when she posts on Facebook,
Okay.
Charlotte is a wonderful life. She's a nurse. Her husband is a fireman. And she has a lot of things. Okay? So on Charlotte's post, you would not, if you don't know Charlotte, you don't see her heart. You don't know who she is.
Okay.
So on her post, they were basically posting things about stuff, or she was proud that her husband bought her things from Chanel, or a new car, this, that, and the other. And then shit, I talk about it too in another kind of way. But you see my heart.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So Charlotte acquired a certain amount of haters and jealous people,
Oh.
rightly so, because they don't know her heart. But in the past month or so, Charlotte, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe it's just growth, right? Charlotte now talks about being positive. Charlotte now talks about things that are inspirational, just little one sentences. So now, a person aspires to be like Charlotte because they see the stuff
Fantastic.
and they see the message now. And I actually sent her a message last week saying, I love hearing you talk positive about it, because that touches me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course it
And
does.
seeing my friend growing and evolving to a point where she's inspiring people is a wonderful thing. Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. Love you, Charlotte. Asia says hello. Hi, Asia. Happy birthday,
Hi,
Asia.
Happy birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday. All right. So is it about time to say goodbye?
Well, actually,
Oh,
no,
God.
actually,
What?
there is a very important story
Uh-oh.
of how the universe takes care of you when you're in the moment and you're walking your walk, as you say.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about telephone?
Telephone.
So, I'll start. We're going for something to eat,
Uh-huh.
and you go, oh my gosh, where's my phone?
Oh, yeah.
That story cannot
Wow. Well, here's the deal. I brag all the time about my cockiness, if you will, my arrogance, if you will, in my relationship with God, my relationship with the universe, because it always he or she, however you identify God, takes care of me. I'm so spoiled, I know that I'm taken care of no matter what. Last week, and this is what I'm getting ready to tell you is proof positive of why I'm so spoiled. I am a brat when it comes to God and the universe. Am I
Yeah,
not?
you're right.
A brat.
100%.
All right, so Deborah and I finished our performance at Maggie Shoes. It's about 1:30, 2 in the morning. We go to our spot to eat, and my phone was in my back pocket in the back of the taxi. So we get out the taxi. Now we're in the middle of Bangkok, 2 o'clock in the morning. We go into the restaurant, we sit down, we eat, blah, 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 blah. We're there for about 35 minutes talking, whatever. And for some reason, I don't know if I want to go text or something, but I realized I don't have my phone. I do remember having it in my back pocket. So I said, oh my God, my phone must have fallen out in the back seat of the taxi. So, not panicking, but definitely concerned. Oh God, where's my phone? Where's my phone? And now in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, how do we call the taxi company? Because I know that it's in the back seat. How do we go about doing that? Deborah calls my phone. Someone answers. It's an Indian guy who have been waiting around for about 30 minutes because my phone had fallen out of my pocket and he picked it up and had been waiting for 30 minutes. Now here's the deal, which is what you have to remember. Again, I said we're in the middle of Bangkok. If my phone fell out of my pocket, it had to have fallen in the street. The blessing and why I'm so taken care of is, by all intents and purposes, my phone should have been run over by a car.
If you could see where it was up a little side soy to where we were going, side street, and when I ran out, because I picked, as he's going, where's my phone? I immediately was on the phone to see if I could get someone.
No, you were still sitting with me when the person answered the phone, and then you got to.
Yeah, so I got up and ran out. He told me where he was, and I said to everyone the rest, where's that? They said, right out there. When I tell you the panic that was on the guy's face, trying for 20 to 30 minutes, standing in the middle of a dark street with nothing else
This
around.
man stopped his life until he got a phone call.
Literally, who does that? I had never heard, and it was kind of in a gutter, and he had found it, and he was standing there for 30 minutes of his life, not going anywhere, hoping someone was going to call.
And it's just not my phone. It's a phone case, and inside of that are credit cards, are bank cards, of my life. In addition to the fact that my phone is my gateway to America, here, my everything. So it was just, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up here.
No, but this is miracle. Nobody, I have never seen that happen before.
This is why I said this earlier, last week. It's not that I'm such a great guy. I'm a nice guy.
You are.
Oh, thank you.
You are a great guy.
But more so than that, I live by climatic oaths that I've taken, you know what I mean? And it's an insurance policy. When you do right, it comes back to you.
100%.
Oh my God, in the middle of Bangkok,
See it all.
for a half hour, a phone in the middle of the street, and somebody's holding it, so they just, what?
Well, I've been here for 14 years, and I've never heard of anybody getting their phone once they've lost it. I've not heard one story ever.
And then the person that found it, it's a high-end freaking phone.
Yeah.
The person that found it should just walk away with
He
it.
was upset trying to find the person. He said, I've been standing and I've been waiting, and I was hoping someone was going to call. I'm so happy someone. And I thought, who are you? What planet are you from? But when I walked in the door with the phone in my hand, you were just like, this is how God works, and it is. And as long as this is why we try to say each week, live your truth, learn to say no, do random acts of kindness, forgive, live your life like this, and this will become part of your normal every day. Which wouldn't be normal for most people, but it can be normal if you give out the right energy, right?
Yeah, and when I tell you that there's so much truth to what she's saying, because when I think about the stuff that we went through in Nigeria, how it could have turned out and how it did turn out, oh my God.
We had so many scenarios that were
and the arrogance is such that I say here, listen, this is gonna work out. Listen, we know.
Yeah, we both look at each other.
We know.
We already know.
Really?
We know.
That's all you got. That's all you got. Come on now. Let's get out of here. We're gonna leave until next week. We've enjoyed you so much. Did you enjoy it?
I had a fabulous time. Yes.
Because I had a lot of fun. So listen, we're getting ready to leave. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Free reading, 10-minute reading. When you subscribe and do a random act of kindness and just tell us what that is, right?
Yeah.
On a serious note, we really appreciate it. Okay, ready?
Yes. Your day is designed.
Right, boom. All right, let's do it again. Okay.
Step two.
Take two. Your day is designed in perfection. Anything that goes against that perfection is a trap. Don't fall for it. Oh.